All right, thanks for coming, everyone.
You're welcome.
All right, I'll mute everyone and we will get started. All right. Yeah, thanks again for coming. Let's get started today on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. So Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together to touch, butterfly your knees out to the sides of your mat. Recline all the way down to your back, and today put your arms at a goal post on the ground. So widen your elbows out, press your shoulder blades down into the ground. You can flutter your eyes closed. Begin to bring your focus onto your breath. Wherever you're at in your round of breath, let out a nice sigh. Exhale out any air in your lungs. Now take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel your belly rise. Open mouth, exhale, sigh out your air. And now take another deep breath in through your nose. Feel your belly and your chest expand. Now seal your lips at the top. Exhale back out your nose. Continue breathing here like this on your own. A few more rounds of breath. With each breath in, taking your air from your belly all the way up toward the top of your chest. Then with each exhale, create an oceanic sound at the back of your throat. Feel the constriction there. Take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Now grab for your outer thighs, close your knees together. Lift your knees up over your hips. Keep your arms out at a goal post by your side. Now gently drop your legs over to the left side of your mat. So stack your hips on top of one another. Option to gaze up at the ceiling, option to drop your gaze over your right shoulder if your neck allows it. Inhale, draw your knees back up to center. Exhale, drop your knees gently over to the right side of your mat, keeping both shoulder blades planted firmly down into the ground. Option again to gaze up or drop your gaze over your left shoulder. Draw your knees back into center. Grab for behind your thighs. Rock and roll the length of your spine a couple times. Massaging all up and down your back. When you get enough momentum, cross your ankles, press your palms down into the ground and come to a tabletop position. Knees down on the ground, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down to the ground. Lift your gaze to the wall in front of you. Exhale, cat pose. Curl your spine up, gaze between your thighs. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly. Exhale, cat pose. Find space along the back of your spine. And return to a neutral tabletop. Gaze straight down between your hands. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. You can pedal into your dog here. It's your first down dog. So bend one knee, bend the next. Find this inverted V shape in your body. Press your palms evenly down into the ground. Tuck your chin to gaze between your thighs and press your heels as close down to the ground as you can. It's okay if they don't touch the ground. Now inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step your feet behind your wrists at hip width distance. Drape your torso over your thighs. Let your head hang heavy. Option here for a chest expansion, interlacing your hands at the small of your back, then pulling your wrists toward one another and then toward the wall in front of you. You have this chest expansion. Feel the stretch in your shoulders, your arms, your chest. You have the chest expansion. Drop your arms back down to the ground. Toe heel your feet together to touch, leaving a slight sliver of space between your heels. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up to stand, stacking one vertebrae on top of the next. When you get to the top, inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, relax your shoulders down your back. Inhale, reach your arms up. Interlace your hands above your head. So I'll grab a little bit so maybe you can see me. Interlace your hands above your head and then press your palms toward the ceiling. Yeah, so like, same if you want to look at. There you go. Then take a deep breath in. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. Bump your hips to the left. Feel the stretch along your left side body. Inhale, reach your arms back up to center. Exhale, side body stretch to the left. Bump your hips to the right. Inhale, reach up to center. Exhale, drop your palms together at heart center. Let your eyes closed or soften your gaze here for a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath back out. Flutter your eyes open, drop your arms down to your sides, face your palms to the wall in front of you. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead, evenly ground down through all corners of your feet. Pull your kneecaps up to engage your quads and squeeze your core in nice and tight. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, dive down to the ground. Option to bring a bend to your knees here if that's more accessible in your body. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or your thighs, flatten out your spine. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your feet back. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, heels over your toes, and level your hips in line with your shoulders. Now inhale, hinge forward 2 inches. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Keep your hands placed onto the ground, flip the tops of your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Gently lift your chest up off the ground, little to no weight in your hands. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, high plank. Press yourself off of the ground all the way up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step toward your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Drop your arms down. Inhale, mountain arms over your head. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high plank. Lower all the way down to your belly, flip your toes. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your chest, press the tops of your feet into the ground. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, high plank, press yourself all the way up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Drop your arms down. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high plank. This time, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, low plank, lower down halfway. Keep your elbows pinned into your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your toes. Straighten your arms. Lift your quads up off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in here. Deep breath back out through your nose. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, reach your arms overhead. Breathe here for a moment. You can either have your feet around hip width distance or press your feet together. Squeeze your thighs toward one another at the same time. Feel this engagement in your outer thighs and your outer glutes. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold, guide down. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms. Remember, you can always take these on your knees or skip these all together. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Flex your toes down to the ground, press even weight between your palms. Inhale, lift your leg 1 inch higher. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot in between your hands. Now drop your back knee down to the ground. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up overhead. Option here to interlace your hands around your front thigh and gently rock forward and back. You're gonna really feel this stretch along your left hip flexor. Inhale, reach your arms back up overhead. Exhale, back bend with a goalpost in your arms. So cactus out your arms, lift your heart up toward the ceiling. Feel how this intensifies the stretch in your left hip flexor. Inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your palms, re-engage your back leg away from the ground. Inhale, warrior 2, spiral open toward the left side. Gaze over your top hand. Find front heel to back arch alignment in your feet. So your back foot is about parallel with the short end of your mat. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach your left arm up, right arm down. Option to place your right arm on your front thigh. Actively press your back foot into the mat to keep your back leg active. You can either reach your left arm up or gently reach your arm forward toward the wall in front of you, whatever feels better in your body. Now inhale, star pose. Straighten your front leg. Reach your arms out to the side, heels in, toes out. Find a bit of a heart opener here, reaching your heart up toward the ceiling, pressing your hips forward. Now exhale, horse pose. Draw your hands together at your heart. Sit low down into your horse. So in horse pose, your heels are in and your toes are out. So your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes. And you can shorten your stance as needed. Tuck your tailbone under and straighten your spine. Now place your palms on your inner thighs. Hinge a little bit forward. We'll take some shoulder dips here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, dip your right shoulder down to center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip. Now inhale, come back to center. Bring your palms back together at your heart. Inhale, star pose. Straighten your legs. Reach your arms up overhead. Now switch your feet so both toes are pointed to the wall in front of you. Bring your arms out to a T. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to the ground. You can take as narrow or wide of a stance as you want here. Just let your head hang down. You can press your palms on the ground or grab for opposite shins and opposite ankles. Inhale, halfway lift in your spine. Tense your fingers on the ground. Flatten out your back so your back is parallel with the earth. Take one more breath in here. Exhale, crawl your palms forward to a low lunge. Step your right foot back and flow through a high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift the tops of your toes, shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your toes, send your hips back. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Flex your left toes down to the ground. Squeeze your left glute to lift your heel higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot between your palms. Drop down to your right knee. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach your arms up overhead. Option again to keep your arms here or interlace your hands around your front thigh and gently rock from forward to back. Good. The goal here is to keep your hips square in front of you while stretching out your right hip flexor. Inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, goal post your arms back, bend. Lift your heart up toward the ceiling. Reach your arms out to a goal post. Feel this deep stretch in your right hip flexor. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your palms around your left foot. Re-engage your back leg away from the earth. Inhale, warrior two. Spiral your back heel down. Open up your hips to the right side and breathe here. Press your front leg to the outer edge of your front foot to stack your knee directly over your ankle. And then pull your right shoulder back a little bit to avoid hinging too far forward. Energetically reach in opposite directions. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Left arm down, right arm up. Option again to place your left forearm on your left thigh. You can gaze to the wall in front of you, or you can gaze up toward your top hand. Also option to reach your right arm toward the wall in front of you. Inhale, star pose. Straighten your left leg. Heels in, toes out. Good. Create a bit of an expansion in your chest here. Exhale, horse pose. Sink your hips down. Good. So heels are pointing toward one another and then toes out to the side. Again, you can shorten your stance a little as needed and not sink as low if you don't have as much mobility in your hips. Inhale, star pose. Rise up. Pivot your toes to the wall in front of you. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to the ground. Shift your weight forward to the ball mounds of your feet to stack your hips directly over your ankles. Inhale, halfway lift. Tense your fingers on the ground. Flatten out your spine. Squeeze your core in. Take a breath in. Exhale, crawl your palms forward to frame your front foot. Step your left leg back and flow through a high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Straighten your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. So this is our sun B, Surya Namaskar B. So let's flow through this, linking breath to movement. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms overhead, squeeze your thighs together. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Remember, these are always optional. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your palms, drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up. Exhale, goal post your arms back, bend. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, low lunge, lift your left knee up off the ground. Inhale, warrior two, spiral your hips open. Exhale, extended side angle, hinge forward and then down. Keep a deep bend in your right knee. Inhale, star pose, straighten your right leg, heels in, toes out. Exhale, horse pose, sink your hips down. Inhale, star pose, rise up, pivot your toes in front of you. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, hinge down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, tent your fingers, flatten your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl your palms forward, step your right foot back, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your palms, drop your right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, back bend with a goal post in your arms. Inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your palms, lift your right knee off the ground. Inhale, warrior two, spiral your hips open to the left side. Exhale, extended side angle, reach forward and down, right arm up. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out, lift your heart. Exhale, horse pose, sink your hips down, really flat spine here. Inhale, star pose, reach up, pivot your toes in front of you. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, hinge down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl your palms forward, step your left foot back, flow through a high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms overhead, pinkies inward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your palms and drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up. Exhale, back bend, cactus in your arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your palms, lift your left knee up. Inhale, warrior two, spiral open, back heel down. Exhale, extended side angle, left arm up, right arm down. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out. Exhale, horse pose, hands together at your heart. Inhale, star pose, reach up, pivot your toes forward. This time, interlace your hands behind your back, puff up your chest. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold with a chest expansion. Now drop your hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl your palms forward, flow through your variation. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your palms, drop your right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up. Exhale, goal post your arms, back bend. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, low lunge, lift your right knee up off the ground. Inhale, warrior two, spiral yourself open. Exhale, extended side angle, keep the bend in your left knee. Inhale, star pose, straighten your left leg, heels in, toes out. Exhale, horse pose, sink your hips down, very flat spine here. Inhale, star pose, reach your arms out. Pivot your toes to the wall in front of you, interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, puff up your chest. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold with chest expansion. Drop your palms gently down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl your palms forward, step your left foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come down to a tabletop position, but press your toes together, widen your knees out to the width of your mat, sink your hips down to your heels for child's pose. Walk your arms forward, melt your forehead into the ground. Take deep breaths in and out here. Your heart rate might be slightly elevated. So focus on deep breaths in, deep breaths out. With every inhale, find length throughout your spine. Every exhale, sink your hips down toward your heels. Inhale, rise back up to a tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips back. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot between your palms. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach your arms up. This time, exhale, hands together at your heart. Inhale, hinge your torso forward. Exhale, revolved crescent. Hook your left elbow on your outer right thigh and press your palms together as firmly as you can at your heart. This is level 1. Stay right here with your back knee down. Level 2 is to tuck your left toes under and press your left knee off of the ground. So you can choose which level you want today. You keep your back knee down to just focus on this twist, or lift your back leg to focus more on balance. Stay here for one more breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your right foot. So heel your right foot to the outer edge of your mat and drop down to your left knee. So take a minute to sink into this stretch. Make sure your right knee is either behind or just over your right heel. You don't want to lunge your knee too far in front of your heel here. If it's accessible in your body, you can drop down to your forearms. Option to go for a quad stretch here. For the quad stretch, reach your right arm up and back, bend your left leg, and then grab for your left foot. So I'll kind of move this way so you can see it. So in the quad stretch, your right arm goes up and back. You grab for your left foot and then pull your left foot directly towards your left glute. So that's just an option, further opening through your left hip and through your left quad. You have the quad stretch, slowly lower it down. Come back to a low lunge, so toe heel your foot back in between your palms, lift your back knee off the ground. Exhale, high plank, step your right foot back. Stay here for a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot between your hands. Drop your back knee down, inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, drop your hands together at heart center. Inhale, hinge your torso forward. Exhale, revolved crescent, hook your right elbow on your outer left thigh, and then press your palms together as firmly as you can to accentuate this twist. Once again, level 1, stay right here with your back knee down. If you'd like to take it a little farther, tuck your right toes under and then gently press your right knee off of the ground. A little bit more of a balance challenge here. If your back knee is lifted, squeeze your inner thighs toward one another. That will help with your balance in this posture. Stay for one more breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your left foot. Toe heel your left foot out to the edge of your mat and drop your right knee down. Take another minute to sink into this stretch on this side. Again, if it's accessible in your body, you can drop down to your forearms. This side might feel a little different. Option again to go for the quad stretch on this side. For the quad stretch, reach your left arm up and back, then bend your right leg, grab for your right toes, and then pull your right heel directly toward your right glute. So in this quad stretch, your chest is slightly open to the left side. You have the quad stretch, gently lower it down. Come back to a low lunge, so toe heel your foot in between your hands. Lift your back knee up off of the ground. Exhale, high plank. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Stay in high plank for a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in here. Deep breath back out through your nose. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your palms. Inhale, warrior one, spiral your back heel down at a 45-degree angle toward the top left corner of your mat and reach your arms overhead. So bend into your right leg, but still press your back foot down into the ground. You can shorten your stance here, that's totally fine. Just feel wherever it feels comfortable in your body. Now drop your arms down, interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, puff up your chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Hinge your chest down. So it's like you're trying to snuggle your right shoulder on your inner right thigh. This is level one here in humble warrior. Level two, press yourself up. So press your left leg up off of the ground. Keep the chest expansion in your upper body, but just your left leg is lifted up off of the ground. If your left leg is lifted, flex your left toes down to the ground, squeeze your left glute. A ton of balance required here. Just remain focused. Keep taking deep breaths in and out. Stay for one more breath in. Exhale, lower your arms down to the ground. If your back leg is planted, step your left foot up to a forward fold with your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, eagle on the right, hook your right arm underneath your left arm. Options in your arms, you can press your palms together. If that's uncomfortable, you can go for what Sam is going for, the bear hug, grabbing for opposite shoulders. Now ground down through your left foot and lift your right leg up and over your left leg. You can kickstand your toes on the ground. You want to go for the bind in your legs, wrap your right leg around your standing leg. Keep your back nice and straight. Lift your elbows up, then press your palms forward if you have the bind in your arms. Stay for one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, mountain pose. Unwind your arms and legs. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Inhale, tree pose on the left. Lift the sole of your left foot on your inner right calf or up on your inner right thigh. Just avoid your knee joint. You never want to press your knee out that direction. You can take whatever arm variation you'd like. You can press your palms together at your heart. Maybe you reach your arms up overhead. Know that this is a tough position. It's totally okay if you're wobbling. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, slowly lower your left leg back down to the ground. Inhale, mountain arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot between your palms. Spiral your back heel down. Inhale, warrior one, reach your arms up overhead. So your back foot is pointed to the top right corner of your mat, and your hips are squared as much as possible into the wall in front of you. Drop your arms down behind your back. Interlace your hands together. Inhale, puff up your chest. Exhale, humble warrior, hinge from your hips. Press your left shoulder to your inner left thigh. This is level one right here to stay in humble warrior. Level two, press up off of your front leg and lift your right leg up off of the ground, maintaining this expansion in your chest. Press really hard down into your left heel. If your right foot is lifted, flex your toes down to the ground, squeeze your right glute. Stay for one more breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. Step your right foot up to meet your left foot for a standing forward fold, feet together at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, eagle pose on the left. Draw your left arm underneath your right arm. Again, you can go for the bear hug like Sam is demoing, or you can press your palms together for this bind. Then lift your left leg up and over your right leg. Option to kickstand your toes on the ground, or going for the bind, wrapping your left leg around your standing leg. Lift your arms, your elbows up in line with your shoulders. Feel this expanding through your back line. Squeeze your inner thighs toward one another. Stay for a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, mountain pose. Slowly unwind your arms and legs. Reach your arms up toward the sky. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands together at your heart. Inhale, tree pose on the right. Ground down through your left foot. Lift the sole of your right foot on your inner left thigh or calf. Just avoiding your knee. Press your right leg really hard into your left leg, and then press your right foot really hard into your left leg, and then your left leg really hard into your right foot. Again, any arm variation is welcome here. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, lower your right leg down to the ground. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift the tops of your toes. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, press the tops of your feet down into the ground, and cricket your elbows up toward the ceiling. Inhale, baby cobra, just like the beginning of class, little to no weight in your hands. Exhale, lower down. One more, inhale, baby cobra, press your feet down. Exhale, lower down. Now for this round, we'll take bound locust. So interlace your hands behind your back. Your shoulders and your chest should be pretty open at this point, allowing you to really open through your heart in this posture. So once your hands are interlaced at the small of your back, press your wrists toward one another. And inhale, bound locust. Lift your legs and chest up off of the ground. It's a really deep heart opener here. Squeeze your palms toward one another. Lift your feet up off the ground. Stay for one more breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. Lower your left cheek down to the earth. Let your arms relax by your sides. Feel your heart beating into the ground. Draw your chin back to center. Kick your heels up into your glutes. Grab for the outer edges of your feet or your ankles, whichever is more comfortable. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, floor bow. Kick your feet into your hands. Squeeze your knees toward one another. Good, really kick into your hands to lift yourself even higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly with control, lower all the way down. Lower your right cheek down to the ground. Let your arms relax by your sides. Return your chin to center. Press your palms down into the ground. Press yourself up to standing on your knees. And then reach your lower down to one side. Extend your legs out in front of you. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Flex your toes up toward the ceiling. Find as much length in your spine as you can here as you take a deep inhale. And exhale, seated forward fold. Hinge your torso forward. Grab for whatever is accessible, whether that be your shins, your toes, the outer edges of your feet. Maybe remove any flesh from your sit bones, allowing you to hinge a little bit further. Inhale, rise back up. Press the soles of your feet together to touch for Baddha Konasana. You can place your hands around your feet here. You can reach your feet a little bit further out in front of you. Again, if your hips don't have that mobility. But if you can reach your heels as close to your body as possible. And then from here, you can either stay upright or begin to hinge forward, dropping your forehead down toward your big toes. If you're hinged forward, slowly rise back up. Draw your knees up and then recline all the way down to your back. Extend your legs long out in front of you. Reach your right knee up into your right armpit. Inhale, squeeze your right leg in. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your right leg over to the left side of your body. Tee out or goalpost your arms. It's okay if your right leg doesn't hit the ground. Just make sure your both shoulder blades are planted firmly into the ground. Inhale, return your legs to center. Reach your left knee up into your left armpit, interlace your hands around your shin, extend your right leg long. Inhale, squeeze your left knee in. Exhale, supine twist, draw your left leg over to the right side of your body. Tee out or goalpost your arms, planting both shoulder blades down into the ground. Stack your hips on top of one another. Return your legs to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Roll into the tiniest little ball that you possibly can. Lift your forehead up to your knees. Compress every muscle to every bone. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. You can take whatever shape here feels comfortable in your body. It doesn't have to look like anything specific. Feel your body melt down into the ground beneath you. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And release any tension in the muscles in your face. Just enjoy a couple minutes of rest. You can rest here in Shavasana as long as you'd like. You'd like to be guided out. And to awaken your fingers and toes. Roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists. Take a long body stretch, reaching your arms up overhead, arching your low back off the ground. Draw your knees in toward your chest, then roll onto whichever side you favor, using your bicep as a pillow for fetal pose. Press yourself up to a tall seat, facing the front. It's a nice comfortable seat here. You can cross your legs. You can place your hands on your knees and your lap together at heart center. Soften your gaze or flutter your eyes closed. Let's finish with a nice breath all together. Exhale out any air in your lungs. Now, deepest breath yet. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel your belly rise. Feel your chest expand. Hold in your breath at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh out your air. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows on your forehead. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Bow forward. Namaste. All right.